Hey crafty friends, Anat Kessler here with Saturday Extravaganza, and today I'm creating a black background art journal page, which is something that I wanted to do for a long time. So I have here a black acrylic paint. This is Dylusions paint. It's really good. I recommend it. You only need very little paint to cover an entire page. I'm using an ink blender to spread the paint around the page. The page is not gessoed, just a regular art journal page, and this color has such good coverage that I'm just gonna put some papers underneath. So it has such good coverage that it is unbelievable. And since you only need a very thin coat to cover your page, it dries so quickly. I don't even need to use my heat tool. Look how little paint. So I'm using this blender because Diane Reevely, which is the inventor of these paints, she's a really great artist. This is how she uses her paints. So I decided to try her way, and I really recommend it. Better than a brush, or well, better than a brush. I would not use a brush. This is a really good. You can also use a foam brush, but this is really good. Now, since we have used only very little paint to cover this entire page, it's almost dry now. And what I want to do is use the leftover paint on this. See, the leftover paint on the foam there, just to make sure that the foam stays clean. I'm not going to wash it, just going to use the rest of the paint on other art journal pages that I have for background or something like that. And then once I've used all the excess paint, the foam at the edge of the blender tool is going to stay soft and dry, and then I can use it all over again. And the important thing is that just use a different foam for each color. See, I'm just using all the paint left over here. So I have a dotted background now, and this has nothing on it anymore. And this is dry already. Just take a paper towel and clean the rest. See, I also have a brand new working surface, which is really good, because remember that I messed up my other one by cutting it with a knife. So what I want to do on my black art journal page is doodle and draw some stuff. So I'm using a white Sharpie pen, which is really good to write on any surface, and I'm just going to go ahead and create fields on my mountains. And you know, a lot of people ask me, do you design or, you know, think about the pattern that you want to draw or doodle before you actually do it? Well, I have an idea in my head, but it takes shape and form while I'm doing it. Like for example, I knew I wanted to do fields and mountains and later houses, but I didn't know how I'm going to fill the mountains, what kind of pattern I'm going to create. This is just, I'm just doing it while I'm drawing with you on the video. This is not something that I had planned in advance. And also a lot of people ask me or tell me that doodling is really hard and we can't do it, and you need to know how to draw, and how do you come up with all your ideas and all that. So let me just tell you that doodling, the really pretty effect that you see at the end is because there is a lot of little steps. So what you need to do is not look at the big picture and get scared, but just try to go step by step. For example, I drew my mountains and then I've divided them into fields. So the first fields, I'm going to do stripes. I'm not thinking, while I'm doing the stripes, I'm not thinking about the other fields or the other surface and how I'm going to fill it with what I'm going to draw on it or doodle on it. Once that first area that I did is finished, then I'm moving on to the next one. And before you know it, you're building layers and areas and adding more details. And at the end, because of all those little details that you're adding, it's going to look really pretty. So just start and use your imagination to add whatever little shapes, hearts, circles, dots, stripes, waves, whatever shapes. The shapes are actually very simple. Like drawing lines and waves is not hard, but once you add, you color them in, or you add dots on the outside or little flowers in between or dots, then you get a really nice pattern. Now I'm writing here, and that is also a type of pattern. It is an art journal after all, right? So, like for example, in this part I have drawn some stripes. I'm filling each stripes with a different shape, X's and circles and some more stripes, and then I'm coloring the inside of the stripes and then dots and diagonal lines and things like that. So when you add all of this together, it looks really, really pretty. So never look at the end result. Just start by the little steps, and then it's one easy step after one easy step after one easy step, and then at the end you have this great, beautiful result. So for the houses, I'm just going to draw funky little houses, or not so little, on my art journal page. And again, I'm not thinking, you remember I told you that art journal is not about being pretty, is about being a place for you to create, to feel, to put your emotions on the page, if they're good, if they're bad, if you're angry, if you're happy. It's your own private place to create and play and try techniques and try things, and just put yourself on the page. This is not a beauty contest. Nobody's judging your creation. It is just for you, and you do whatever you want on the page. So I'm not thinking, I'm just adding details and little things, and I really don't care how it looks. If I like it, then I don't care, and neither should you. So these are my houses on one side, and then I'm going to add some more houses on the other side. Really crazy looking houses. And I'm thinking them as I go along. It's not something that I'm planning. So you can, if you don't want to do houses, you can just fill your black background with shapes, with text. You can add cutouts on it, can cut stuff from a magazine. You can draw faces, nature, animals, whatever feels good to you and whatever you want to put on the page. That is what you should do. And I'm telling you that this Sharpie pen works really great on any surface. I just got a lot of them, and I'm really happy about it. And I think I haven't tried them on, well, actually try them on, think about everything, because acrylic paints, they are working great on gel medium, they're working great. Actually, I think they work great on any surface. By the way, even if it's glossy, they look really good. And I'm not getting anything, you know, from Sharpie. This is just my personal opinion, but I really like them. Okay, so a little bit of grass there between the houses. And I want to add some clouds. And you don't have to fill the entire page like I'm doing. I just want it to be really busy and, you know, full of things, but you don't really need to if you don't want to. You can just add a quote, a few shapes, or not even that, and they'll be great. And even if you don't think that black is appropriate, or you think it's depressing, or why do a black background, you know, sometimes it looks weird. Well, I really encourage you to try it because it's different. So challenge yourself and try it. It's really cool. So I think I'm just about finished with my page. I really, really like how it turned out, and I think I'm going to create more black pages, and because it's really fun. Really, you should try this. So I think I'm about finished. I want to thank everyone for joining me. It has been a pleasure, and please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you do, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Visit my website, AnetteKessler.com. You'll have links at the end of the video. And I want to thank you for watching and joining me, and I hope we'll have a great year. So I'll see you next time.